What's going down, y'all? It's your boy Raz, man. We back with another one on the way I see it. I want to watch this Courtney Ryan video, man, because honestly, I don't know why I want to watch this video, but I started watching it earlier, just on see what's on YouTube. I keep up with Shorty's videos, and, I think, for the most part, she's pretty fair with how she looks at things, or mostly. I haven't really seen her be unfair. Let's say that, you know what I'm saying? So not even for the most part. As far as I've seen, she's been fair with understanding men's plight and then understanding a woman's plight as well, and how we coexist with one another and how we can maybe make this shit work. But I was maybe like 5 minutes into this video, or like 4 minutes, and was hearing a little bit of nonsense. Not necessarily from her, because she's doing some other stuff, or she's interviewing other people, but it made me want to react to it. So here we are. So let's get into it.
Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and today we have a very hot topic that we're going to be talking about with a group of 7 girls, and that is body count. Does body count matter? Should men care about body count? How to bring this up in a conversation, or if you should even bring it up at all. We're going to cover everything body count related today, so let's get into it. Number 1, do you think that body count matters?
I think it matters to some people, and if it matters to you, then that's fine. You just have to find somebody that agrees with you, and don't try to change their mind.
That is such a hard question for me, because my gut says yes, but being a real woman in today's world, somebody's past shouldn't affect how you look at them moving forward.
Hold on. This is why, like, I'm cool with the whole, like, woke movement and all the, like, being understanding of people, because why not? If people feel or go through certain things, and we should be able to be understanding about what they're going through and how they feel. But what doesn't make sense is that you're so woke that you're willing to ignore something that you may hold as a value because you think other people are going to judge you for having that value. And that's fucking ridiculous. Like, that makes no sense whatsoever. If personally, and what I think about the situation is even outside of, what she's saying, but if she personally feels like body count matters, meaning that if the man that she wants has too many bodies, that's a turnoff, or that's a no-go, or that's a deal breaker, there's no being the modern woman and being all this and being a modern man. All that shit doesn't matter. What you want out of a partner is what matters. Are you okay with these things? Are you not okay with these things? The rest of the world it's not going to be in your relationship. They're not supposed to be. They might be because everybody wants to put their shit all over Instagram, but the rest of the world is not supposed to even be in your relationship. So this makes no fucking sense to me.
So I'm honestly kind of torn on that one. I would have to say yeah, it does matter for me.
I think it matters to some extent, because it shows, like, if your body count is, like, too high, then I would just think that you're just going after me because I'm just, like, one of the other, like, millions of girls that you've gone after. So, yeah, I definitely think it matters to some extent.
No,
to an extent.
Salute to Shorty for just keeping it all the way real, because I honestly don't think girls care. Not the way we do. You know what I'm saying? I think girls care as in they don't want to know about girls who they think are less than them that you've slept with. It's like, for some reason, girls compare themselves a lot, and they just want to know that the type of girls you deal with are on their level or better, or have dealt with. I think, personally, that's what I think. I'm not a girl, so I can't tell you, but that's what it looks like from the outside looking in. But salute to these two. I mean, just keeping it real. It don't matter to most girls.
I mean, I'm not going to judge someone for what they did in college, high school, early 20s. If they're faithful to me now, then, I mean, I actually have never asked someone their body count, so I guess I don't really want to know. Like, why would you want to know? It's just going to make you upset. Like, but if it's crazy, like in the hundreds, then yeah, I'm going to be like, but yeah, I don't really ask.
I don't know. I'm so mixed about it. I used to be such a prude, and I and body count was like, I don't know. It really did matter to me. And then the more I thought about it, I kind of thought about like, oh, shaking someone's hand, and it's like, oh, does it really? I know it's very different, but in a way, like it's just sort of an activity. So I don't know really how much it matters. I think what matters more is if you're being safe, and if you're being loyal. I think those are way more important than your past.
Okay, so I'm wondering when she said that, because what she's saying is partially true. Like, she's not wrong, but she's not wrong in the sense of it's like a handshake for most men. Most women, sex is not like a handshake. That's why they trade it for what they trade it for whatever that might be, whether that's time, attention. Like, you don't have to give us any fucking attention or time to fuck us, like, at all. You could literally walk if you're an attractive girl, and not even that attractive. I just mean like you're fairly attractive. I caught Shorty on a crazy ass angle too. She looked wild right there. But if you if you're a fairly attractive woman, you don't even have to say anything. You could walk up to most dudes and just look at them and grab their hand and take them somewhere, like, and never even speak a word, and they still will probably fuck you. Like, unless it's like a dude who's on a certain caliber where it's like, they're getting girls, so they're not really pressed about an interaction with a female. But most dudes aren't getting women like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you can just fucking, you ain't got to do shit. You just do what you do, and most dudes are gonna go.
I feel like nobody ever tells their true body count anyway, so why even ask? But if it's above a certain number, I would say I can see commitment issues rooting from the desire and the need to not settle and not settle for one person in bed. So that can lead to commitment issues and other relationship issues.
I don't want to stop it every single time one of these girls gives an answer, but I don't think that would. I think it would honestly be the opposite for most dudes, and I'm speaking from a dude's perspective because I'm a dude. Like, it's it's easier for me to say that than how women feel about stuff. But honestly, I think most dudes, if they went through enough women, by the time they settle down with a woman that they found attractive and peaceful and kind and all the things that you want to come home to, bro, if you've already done all the other shit, like, you're not really trying to, like, what women and even some men don't understand is dealing with multiple women is a lot of work. It's not easy. It's not cheap. It's time consuming. It's a lot of thought that goes into it. It's depending on the type of guy you are. If you're lying to him, then you got to keep up with all types of lies. You know what I'm saying? If you are like the type of dude who just keeps it straight with women, which I would suggest being that type of dude. First off, it keeps you out of trouble for the most part, and women tend to respect that a lot, and dudes forget that. But if you're the type of dude that just keeps it real and you're going to deal with a lot of women, like, by the time you find that woman that you're ready to settle down with, you're not worried about the rest of these girls, bro. Like, you done been through all the crazy ones. You done been through the drinkers. You done been through the stay up late party girls. You done been through the knock on your door randomly, show up at your house randomly, fucking, I don't know about keying your cars and slashing your tires and all that shit. I got, my cousin and a couple other niggas that I fuck with deal with shit like that. I don't deal with stuff like that. If you even come close to doing some stuff like, first off, you out of my life before you even come close to doing that. So that's neither here nor there. But I don't deal with women like that. Yeah, but still, get that shit out of your system, and by the time you settle down, you're not gonna be looking for nothing else, man. Like, that, it don't work that way. Now, maybe for a woman, because what I would think is if a woman has dealt with enough men, one, if not a few of those men have left an imprint and a mark on that woman's life that she may not be able to just get over, or even if she can get over and get into a new relationship, I think it sticks with women more than it does us. Like, there's girls that I've hooked up with that I don't remember, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't tell you their names. Like, shit, I might not even know what they look like if I walk past them on the street. You know what I'm saying? On some random, just seen her at the bar 4 or 5 times and then end up chilling after the bar type shit. Shit happens, so it's different for men and women. Men, once they go through some shit and we settle down, we trying to settle down. So just know that.
Should men care about a woman's body count?
No, because they're allowed to have 100 bodies and we're not. Not that I do, but I'm just saying,
No.
I personally don't think so. No, I guess.
If a guy is going to care about her body count, then yeah, she can care about his. But I feel like there's definitely a double standard, as we all know. And if a guy is saying something like, oh, that girl is such a slut, she's blah, 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 then immediately they're unattractive to me. Like, why are you talking about that? Why do you care? Everyone has sex or they don't. Like, I hate when people like are obsessed with other people's sex lives. It really bothers me.
She's not wrong. Being obsessed with somebody's sex life that you're not having sex with is a waste of fucking time. I don't know why you would even do that. But what I will say is that you're not a weirdo for caring about somebody's sexual past that you're going to deal with as a man. Like, that's just something that is inherently or ingrained, or I don't know. It's man shit. Can't explain it. It's like saying, why are you attracted to men who are taller than you? Can you really explain it? You could say it's for safety, but we live in 2022, damn near 2023, where everybody has fucking guns. Everybody's got knives, pepper spray. You call the police, they're going to come whoop any dude's ass that even thinks about putting his hands on you. So really, you don't need a man that's bigger than you in any way. Taller, stronger, none of that shit. Dude, you don't even need a man to make more money, but you want that. And you don't even know why. So it's the same thing for us. We want women who just didn't have a past like that. To be honest with you, me personally, I'm going to speak for me personally, but most men are like me. So when I say me personally, I really mean generally. But me personally, I would prefer that, first off, I don't even want to know who a woman that I'm dealing with has dealt with. The only way I would want to know is if it was one of my homies, or if we're going to be in a situation where I'm going to be around somebody and I'm going to interact with them and it's somebody you dealt with. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, as far as I know, you're a fucking virgin. Like, I know you're not, but I don't need to know what's going on as far as that, And if I do know, and it's a lot, it's going to turn us off. That's just how men are. We're territorial by nature. Think of any other animal, the male species. How many of them are not territorial? There's examples of thousands of animals who kill other men for just being around, like just existing in the same vicinity. And for a long time, and we are animals, human beings are animals. I know people like to forget that, but for a long time, we were just like that. You didn't go to a tribe that you weren't a part of. And if you did, they was probably going to chop your ass up and eat you or some weird shit. So all this shit is biological, man. It's not really rocket science. It's basic human science, actually. But yeah, let's keep it rolling. Let's see what these girls talking about, man. I'm not going through this whole video. There's no fucking way I can make it through this whole video. But I just wanted to hear a few things. This is damn near where I made it last time. For I had to turn this shit off and react to it. But we're going to get through maybe another 5-6 minutes and see what's going on.
I think it's weird. Weird behavior.
I mean, if they do, they should be able to look at themselves in the mirror and kind of see if this is really a practical question to ask coming from you. So if you expect that from a woman, just expect the same, that the woman wants the same from you.
I think it makes sense. Like, if I were to think that way, then I would understand why, like, a man would think that way as well.
No, I don't think a man or a woman should really care about their body count. But if you do, it's more so as to why. If a guy cares about a girl's body count, why? I mean, what do you think she was doing before she was with you? Would be my assumption.
Why do we care about her body count? Well, I briefly just explained it, but the quickest way to say it, or the easiest way to say it, is if you've been with a lot of guys, then there's a lot of people that you have you could almost say a rapport with. Like you've allowed so many people into you. Not saying so many as in like this grand amount, but I mean these people you have allowed inside of your body and in your being. It's going to leave an imprint. Like I don't know why women pretend like this shit doesn't exist, but you won't even sleep with a man if he doesn't have some sort of qualifier. Meaning like he doesn't meet up to some sort of metric as far as like you could picture this man like in I don't know, whatever role, whether he's boyfriend or you could picture him as, a friend that you're sexually attracted to. I don't fucking know, but there's a whole checklist of shit that y'all gotta make sure that somebody meets before you gonna let them inside of you. We don't have that same checklist, so it's a little bit different. It's like for you to allow all these different either you have completely detached from what naturally I think women have, which is you want to be more selective, because if you get pregnant by one of these goofball ass dudes that you say ain't shit, you're gonna have an ain't shit ass baby daddy with an ain't shit ass family. It's fucking it's man. I don't really know what to say about this shit, man. The dating scene is so messed up right now. Like it's just I like dudes are damn near giving up on even trying to date women. Like I damn near turned into a savage 2 years ago. Like, bro, after I was like trying to mess with a couple different girls, it was like, man, y'all on some bullshit, and I'm about to turn this shit all the way up. You think you on bullshit? I'm about to be on super demon time bullshit, but that doesn't help either. Or so I jump back in my chilling bag. But yeah, man, I think it's fair if you care, to get back to what we're talking about, back to the subject at hand. If you care about your partner having a certain amount of bodies, that is perfectly within your right as a man or a woman. The only difference is, as men, we tend to care, and women just tend to not care. Like if it was your wedding day, like let's picture both of you on your wedding day, and that day you're gonna find out each other's body count. If both of you found out your body counts were 500, I guarantee the dude is leaving. The girl is probably not gonna leave. She's probably gonna be like, well, it's 500, but as long as I'm 501 and I'm the only one, and he's taking care of me and doing everything else, then I can deal with it. If a dude finds out his girl had 500 fucking bodies on his wedding day, I guarantee you're going to be looking around like, I bet one of these motherfuckers is in here right now. Like, that shit does not fly the same way, bro. That's just, it's repulsive to us, and it's not like in a society made us this way. Like, it's naturally repulsive to think of your girl, think of another dude inside of your girl. Unfortunately, it's actually repulsive. I don't even think I could say that shit if I wasn't single. Like if I had a girl, man, I'd be like, oh my god, I can't. Oh, yeah. But let's do. Yeah, we're gonna do a couple more minutes and then we're gonna jump off this motherfucker. Shorty, not bad though.
Do you think that having a high body count can sometimes signal anything else about a person, or is it as simple as a handshake, like you said?
I think it could be either.
Okay.
There's definitely people, I think, that really enjoy sex, and they may just want to have sex a lot with a lot of different people. It could just be that. There could be other people who I don't want to get too psychological, but you may be able to infer like, oh, maybe there's something that's missing and they're searching for it in other people, and sometimes you find that through sexual relationships. Sometimes it's not fulfilling. I don't know. I think it could mean a lot of things if you have a high body count, so in that way it doesn't really mean anything.
That didn't sound personal, did it?
I can definitely see a higher body count being associated to commitment issues and self-rooted deep trauma. Just not being able to be satisfied with one person in your personal sex life.
Yeah, but people can change, and I think age has a lot to do with it.
It just makes you think, at some point in your life you were for the streets, and that's fine, but I don't want I don't want to fight for a place that nobody else is fighting for. Some things everybody's already had. I don't find that attractive.
No, yes, but like that's more
Like if it's an extreme number or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, some people do find validation through sex, and that is what validates them. So it makes them feel good about themselves, but that's that.
I do. I have some dear, dear friends who I love to death, and some of their counts are just ridiculous. But then again, they're the type of females where they have the mindset, if men want to go out and do whatever they want, so can I. And I salute those type of ladies. That's just not the type of female that I am.
How you gonna say you salute somebody, but like not even 8 seconds before that you said absolutely ridiculous? I don't know if she said absolutely, but she said just ridiculous. Like, y'all know, man. You know that women having a crazy ass body count is just not. It's not it, man. It's not where it's at, and it's not where it's at because, look, fuck society. It doesn't even matter what society thinks. What matters is, you ready? What do the people, meaning men, that you want as a woman, want in you? So if you line up 100 dudes that you're attracted to, so you got 100 different dudes that, let's use this woman as an example. She got 100 dudes in front of her that she's attracted to. I would beg to say 90. I'm gonna say 94. I'm gonna give like a 6% that wouldn't, but 94% of those dudes, 94 of those dudes out of 100 are gonna care if you have a body count of fucking 50 or 100. Like, they're just gonna care. Now, if they don't, you could always argue they wouldn't know. How would they know? Well, yeah, if you don't know, what the fuck? That's like, the old saying, what you don't know can't hurt you, even though some shit can. But this is one of those examples where if you don't know how many bodies she has, then how the fuck you gonna care about it? But if you do know, i.e. if you've been around her a lot, you've seen her go home with dudes, you know homies who have dealt with her, like, that's going to eliminate her from being an actual partner. And then if you flip it, women just don't care the same. Like, I know all these girls are saying that they do, but bro, I would be willing to bet my last dollar that if the man of their dreams came along and he was like, yeah, but I got 250 bodies, like, and it is what it is. But he's every other thing that they want. They're not. That's not a deal breaker. It's just not. It's they could say it is, but I would bet my last dollar that it's not.
So.
Okay. Does it benefit them, you think, when they're dating or for their own life, or do you think it's actually harming them?
I think it's harming them because the more people you sleep with, the more soul ties you build. And sex is something that's supposed to be special. So if you're going out there and having sex with half, of Cleveland, it says kind of something about what you think about yourself. So.
Yeah, I think it definitely could signal that you just, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to start insulting people. I definitely think that it could signal that you're just more provocative and that you're willing to, give yourself away in that way more. Like, you're more willing to do that than other people.
Is there a number that stands out to you that would be the cutoff of too high?
Probably like
2 bodies. Me and anybody else.
if we're getting in like the 40s and 50s and you're my age, but if you're like 45 in there, I mean, sure, things happen.
I think there is a number, but I really don't know what it is. I feel like the older I get, the more I realize, like, it's really easy to tick up your body count, and
I'm not laughing at her. Like, I'm not laughing at her at all. I'm just laughing at essentially what she's saying, with the last girl, what'd she say, like 50 or something? Like, 50 is a lot, bro. You got 50 bodies. I don't care how old you are. Like, why are you even, like, I just don't even know why you're dealing with 50 different people. Like, find somebody, chill for a couple years, And if it don't work out, find somebody else. But 50, like, if you do the math, you only been, let's say you start doing what you're doing at I don't know, fucking 15. Let's like in the medium, because, you know, some people start a little early. They might be 12, 13. Some people jump off the porch a little later. They might be 20. We start at 15. You only got, if you're 30, that's only 15 years of putting in work, which means that every year from that point, you damn near got 2 bodies. Like at 50, 55, you know, it only takes 60 to be 2 a year for every single year that you've been doing what you've been doing since 15. That's too many fucking bodies, bro. Like, I'm going to tell you as a dude, to be honest with you, I think most dudes agree, but like, if you could find a girl with less than 10, that's like that's right in the you know, take serious lane. Given that, you know, because we don't know. Like, she could say she got 10 and really have fucking 200. We wouldn't actually know. But if you had an idea that she had around 10, if she has less than 5, bruh, that's like, and you're attracted to her and she cool, like all the other shit is there, and she has less than 5 bodies, you're not gonna find too many dudes who wouldn't wife a chick like that. And I mean literally wife, like as in like, okay, she has all the qualities I'm looking for and she hasn't been with a bunch of dudes. Like literally wife, you know? So that's just from dude's perspective. I like I said plenty of times, I don't think girls really care. I don't think they care. You can't come up with a number. Like, you can't put a number on it. What, like 60? 60 is a fucking lot. Like, if you're cool with 60, you're cool with 160. Like 60. Oh man, they killing me with this, man. We a couple more minutes, and then we gonna call it.
It doesn't necessarily mean like you're doing anything crazy. I mean, think about how many people you go on a date with. Doesn't mean you're sleeping with all of them, but you're meeting a lot of people. And while, like, when I was younger, I would have thought, oh my God, like 10, that's so much. Now it's like you look back and you look at your friends and you look at just people that you've been with and you're like, wait a minute, like this doesn't even feel like anything. Not saying
Also, hold on, let me see what she about to say.
that I've like slept with a lot of people.
She said, just throwing that out there. Also, the fuck was I about to say? Okay, so for women, how she said it's like it's easy to rack up, you know, end up with 50 and you don't even realize it. It's easy for women to do that. It's not easy for a dude to get 50 different bodies. Like 50 different bodies means that you put in 200 different times of work. Like you put in, that's 25%. That's a 25% success rate, which is excellent. Absolutely excellent. Like, I think the real success rates with people is like 10 or like 5%, or it's something smaller than that. But let's say 25% of the time you land in deals. You're doing excellent as a man. So it's not that easy for a man to rack up 50 bodies, you know, especially in 15 years. You know, you might have a year where you knock down, you know, 3, 4, 5 shorties, and then you might have a year where you dealing with one shorty, you know what I'm saying? Or you might be dealing with one shorty for 6 months, then you might not get nothing for 3, 4 months, depending on what, you know, what you into. Like, and I never had a problem really pulling females like that at all. And there's still times when, and granted, I'm a little more picky. Like, I'm probably one of the, like, I don't know what you would call it, like bougie type of, when I'm looking at women, it's not necessarily about looks, but it's definitely about intellect. Like, you have to have a certain level of intellect. You have to have a certain ability to hold conversation and converse. Like, I need that. Like, unfortunately, because believe me, I wish I was some random ass Chad, goofball ass dude who just could pick up talk to a hot girl and that's enough. This is not enough for me. But I'm an outlier. I am not like most dudes at all. So just understand that, you know what I'm saying? Most dudes don't give a fuck. So if you're not bringing what that man specifically wants to the table, you're probably not going to keep him, you know? And 10 bodies is a lot. It ain't a lot, but 10 bodies is enough.
It's just personally, like, it doesn't seem like that high of a number anymore.
I don't think personally for me any number is too high or too low, as long as I can see you're a committed person. You're going to be a committed person to me.
Definitely 30 is like pushing it. I feel like, I don't know. I've been watching Love Island, and so like some of their body counts are like 100. So I feel like 30. Like 30 is like definitely pushing it.
And what is it about that number specifically? I know it's kind of a tough question, but
Well, because I like to give people like leave room, like, oh, you went to college, like maybe you had fun in college and you just like racked up bodies or whatever. So I like to give people like room for that. But then it's just like, you were only in college for 4 years, like you can't have like, how many bodies did you get? Like I just feel like 30 is like the cutoff.
I don't know, like, yeah, that range, like 25, 30.
And what is it about that number specifically, or just kind of that ballpark?
I feel like that would, well, I'm just like thinking in my age range. I'm 24, but I think that would signal that you probably haven't been in like many relationships, or maybe not a long-term relationship, or if you have, like, you were still contributing to your body count, which is definitely not a good thing.
I don't know if there'd be a number, but I had a guy say to me one time, I was like, so what's your body count? I think it was like our third or fourth date. And he says to me, well, I took this girl's virginity, so that's a V in the alphabet, and then I did the alphabet 2 more times. So you tell me what that number is. And I was like, oh my gosh. Well, there's 26 letters in the alphabet. If you did that twice, I'm pretty good at short math, so that's a lot.
Oh my lord. That's what he said. Oh my gosh.
Like I got ghosted, if you were
Yeah, I was
wondering.
gonna say, did you go back out with him or not?
No.
26 and 26 is 52, by the way. Just, I know it's the quick maths when you on camera and all the shit's going on. I get it. But that's where you said the ballpark was okay. So, he's right in the range. Do the alphabet twice. There was something no girl said right before that, man. 30 bodies at 24 is crazy. Come on, bro. 24? Bro, you're only 24. Like, that's over a body a year since you was fucking born. Like, that don't even make no sense. Like, bro, 30 bodies by 24. Come on. Like, when did you start doing what you done? When you start busting it open? Because how'd you even get I don't know. 30 is crazy. 30 by 24 is not reasonable. Acceptable, that depends on who you're dealing with. But reasonable, no. Not by a long shot. Let's see. We had 11 minutes. We're going to do like 2 more minutes and maybe 1 more question, and we're going to shut it down.
I said thank you so much for the date. I appreciate the time.
I mean, okay, so what if you would have said the V and the alphabet?
Right.
Like,
that's 27 bodies right there.
Right. Like, is that a lot to you?
It depends on how old you are. I mean, if you're 18 and you're already at that number, I mean, I'm not talking to any 18-year-olds, but just for your own perspective, it just depends on your age, your background.
Okay.
Why.
How old are you?
23.
Okay, so if a guy your age had a body count of 27 or double the alphabet, like...
That's a lot. That's a lot of bodies a year. You gotta think about how quickly you're getting that in.
Right.
I would say for me, the cutoff would be about like 25.
Okay.
20, 25.
And what is it about that number, or like the kind of ballpark?
Well, I'm just, when I pick that number, I'm just thinking about like my friends and their counts and their experiences and some of my guy friends' body counts. I get you're allowed to have fun, high school and college. It's a lot of experimenting, and it's, so I do understand that. But if you're sleeping with a lot of people and I want to say like maybe 25, you're getting in your mid 20s, it's just like a turn off personally, because I like men who, they want to find a good woman to be with. They want to find a good lady to have next to their side. Not, again, going back to what I said, not just running around and sleeping with anybody or anything.
Okay, so the same way that a lot of girls would prefer a guy who maybe makes a good amount of money or is a certain height, I think a lot of men would then prefer to be with a girl who maybe hasn't slept with a lot of people. Do you think that this is a fair preference for someone to have?
I do. I think it's fair. Because again, like how my parents raised me, they instilled a lot of respect in me, like as a lady, as a human being. So it just goes, again, back to like what what you value yourself at. So I do think it matters a little bit.
Yeah, I think that if that is your preference and like what you are going for, like, I don't know, I can't be like, oh, like that's, I guess I could be like, that's messed up. I don't know, because it's so easy to like, to be like, oh, like that's not attractive to me, but then like that man is like literally doing like the same thing that he's like saying is not attractive. I don't know. I feel like,
So basically, just don't be hypocritical about it.
yeah, I feel like don't be hypocritical, definitely.
So like,
Okay, so if I only want to date, I'm 6'3". If I only want to date women that are 6'5" and above, that's fair, right? Because according to you, we have to want the same things in order to be fair. It's only fair. So essentially, I should be looking for a woman who's my height or taller. I should be able to look for a woman who makes 6 figures to take care of me, because that's only fair, right? Like, bro, we're not, shit ain't fair. Life ain't fair. Things ain't equal. Things ain't even. There's things that benefit you. There's things that benefit me in different ways, all types of different ways. It's not fair. Like, it's not fair that, and I use the height thing so much because it's something that men can't change. And honestly, like I said, I'm above average height. So it's something I've never even had to really deal with. But I've watched a lot of my friends who aren't like over 6 foot be treated like shit, like by women who are treating them like shit damn near to me. Like, they're talking shit about my friends to me because they think that I'm what they want. It's like, shorty, I'm definitely not gonna fuck with you. If anything, I might, in spite of the way you're treating my friends, I might smash you and then not talk to you again. Just because of how you treated the people around me and treat other people. So you really might hurt yourself thinking that you being a cool girl or whatever. But nonetheless, to get back to what we was talking about, we're not even. We're not equal. We have equal rights. That's not what we're talking about. As far as the roles that we play, the things that we care about from our significant other and who we're pursuing, the values that we hold for one another, it's not the same. It's just not. So yes, it's going to be hypocritical. You want a tall dude who makes more money than you, who's stronger than you, who's just essentially more efficient than you in damn near every way. I don't want that. I don't want a woman who can protect me and who can fight my battles and pay my bills and is taller than me. Like, shit is it's going to be hypocritical, So it is what it is. Shit, we had 14 minutes, man. I wanted to try and jump to another question because they kind of been talking about the same shit, like body count, and I mean, I guess that's what the whole video is about, so that makes sense. Yeah, let's go to the 15-minute mark, and then we'll see what's up.
if it matters to you.
I might damn near end up watching this whole video. I'm trying not to because it's gonna be a long ass video if I do. It's 15 minutes on here. So me recording this has probably been like fucking an hour. So we're going to do a little bit more and then try and get you off here. I know I keep saying that, but they keep pulling me back in. Every time I think I'm out, somebody say something stupid and I jump back in there. So let's get it.
To you, then you should be kind of following the same thing for your life too.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's an understandable preference because I think Lil Wayne says, like, you can't turn a hoe into a wife or something like that. But I think it all just depends on what your values are. So if your values are to be with a woman that didn't go out to the bars and didn't just do random hookups and stayed at home and cooked and cleaned and did all those things, then absolutely you have a valid reason for feeling like that. But if it's just more so of like, oh, well, you were this and that back then and I look at you differently, I think that's just immaturity.
Okay. I don't know. I guess people can have their preferences. I would like to say I think guys that aren't as experienced are more open to critique. So I can have the same preference. So why not?
So do you think it's weird when a guy asks about your body count?
Yeah, I've never had someone ask me, but I guess no one's had to. I'm pretty open. Like when I'm dating someone, like, I don't know, we'll talk about past relationships and this and that. So it'll kind of naturally come out. I mean, not every person, but I like to talk about, relationships in the past and things like that and work out. I don't know, I just love to talk. So usually they'll have an idea, but I've never had someone straight up be like, how many guys have you slept with? Yeah, so no.
Everybody is entitled to their own preferences, so I would not speak on it being a bad thing or a good thing, but just being realistic about it is the way to go.
All right, that's enough. As funny as that last girl. Hold on, let me go back real quick. Let me slide it. This girl right here, I know they're from Cleveland, and I'm also from Ohio. I'm from apparently the most cussinest ass city in all of America. We apparently are number one for custom. We custom most, and you probably, if you roll this video through, you'll probably see it's true. I probably cuss way too much, but nonetheless, she looks like one of my old homegirls, Nina, from Cleveland or like from up north. And I don't know, that's neither here nor there. It don't matter, but she does look like her. I wonder if they're related. To the girl that was before this, who was she? Hold on. This chick. Was it this girl? Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember which one it was, but I mean, look. No matter what, because the one girl said if they hadn't been with as many men, like, or as many women, like as a man, if they hadn't been with as many women, then they'd be more open to critique. I'm assuming she means like if it doesn't apply to you, then you wouldn't care. I don't think most dudes care. Period. Like, so if you're a girl who was like, I don't want to mess with you because you mess with a lot of guys or a lot of girls, I honestly don't think. I mean, we're so used to getting rejected. I don't think that would matter any different than you're too short or you don't make enough money or I don't know, I'm bored and it's Tuesday and I don't fucking want to talk to you. Like, I don't think it would make any difference to us. We're just used to, we deal with rejection on a regular basis. So why you're being rejected doesn't really change it. But yeah, as far as body count goes, man, dudes are gonna care. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And the dudes who don't care, I'm not saying all, but I'm saying in a majority setting, most dudes are going to care. And in a majority setting, the ones who don't care typically don't deal with women as often. So the reason they don't care is because dealing with a woman, period, outweighs the things that come along with said woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, she might be loud and obnoxious, but if you don't deal with a lot of women, you're going to deal with loud and obnoxious to have somebody in your life. You know, same with body count. She might have a high-ass body count, but if you don't deal with a lot of women, then there's things you're going to tolerate, you know, which is why so many different self-help for men podcasts, you know, they tell men to get right, like get in shape, get in the gym. Like, if you're not a above average in height dude, then you're gonna have to make up in other places. If you're not an above average in money, you're gonna have to make up in other places. So wherever you're lacking, make up where you can. If you're 5'8", you need to have a fucking gym body. You know what I'm saying? And then you also need to make sure your finances is cool and you got comfortable space to bring women back to, and you know, all of the stuff that comes along with dating. If you know you're 6'3" or 6'5", but you don't have any money in the bank, then you can't take girls on dates. You don't have bills to pay. You don't have your own place. You don't have your own thing. So even if you're able to attain these girls, you're not going to be able to retain these women. So wherever you're deficient, you need to make up where you can as a man. We don't have the luxury of you know, we don't have any luxury. You don't have any luxury as a man. So just know that and move accordingly. Yeah, man. That's all I got to say to that one. It was a cool video, you know, as far as like maybe getting to hear the perspective of how these women think about body count, but it really ain't nothing that I didn't already know, like, to be honest with you. Like I said, I don't think most women care about this shit, like, not the way we do at all, you know. And It is what it is. You know, make sure you're qualified in every other aspect of your life so that one, women will want to deal with you. You're going to be desired, genuinely desired by them. And then secondly, when they on bullshit and you don't like the way they're acting, get rid of them. Move on. You got to have enough self-confidence and an understanding of who you are and what you bring and your worth to not deal with bullshit at all. As a man, that I'll tell you what, out of anything I've ever done, learning that has made dealing with women 1,000 times more, like 1,000 times easier, and probably have gotten more women with that attitude, to be honest with you. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It's your boy Raz, man. This is the way I see it, and mother, yeah, all that. Yeah, man. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be easy.